Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of our weekly prediction. This is I Am Dime podcast and YouTube channel. This week is week 5 of the English Premier League. Last week we did predict the English Premier League and we actually did very well. 2 correct scores, 8 correct predictions. I think you are enjoying what we're doing. But this weekend, which is game week 5, we have another set of games. The English Premier League is getting harder for some people and probably getting easier for some other people. So we are going to start off this week. My name is Dime and I'm with
Eniola.
Yes, Eniola is joining me this weekend to actually break things down and make you understand the reason why we're actually choosing those scoreline, Abby.
Yeah.
So that's why we are here. So we are going to go straight to the point with this week's first game, which is West Ham versus Chelsea. Chelsea won last weekend.
Yeah.
Let's go from
Nkunku.
Nkunku. The balloon guy. So Chelsea got a late winner right there at that game. But this week they will be playing West Ham, and we all know how West Ham has been wobbling and fumbling this season.
Yeah.
They played 1-1 with Fulham, but they've not really brought themselves out this season to actually put, they always look like the team that will give the big guns headache, where you go and lose points. But this season, they've not really shown that. So they'll be playing Chelsea, first game of the weekend. How do you see that game?
Okay, so I will just go by the trends and the way they've fared so far, right? So let me start by saying it is important to note that Chelsea is trying to make a statement, right, in their past few games, and I see the game to be a 2-1 in favor of Chelsea. West Ham will definitely get a goal. Their captain,
the
Czech Republic guy, has been very, very phenomenal, has been inspirational. So I believe Chelsea will do well. At the end of the day, Jadon Sancho has given them a spark, and Jackson is beginning to find his feet. So 2-1 is my correct score in favor of Chelsea.
Okay, in favor of Chelsea, I would want to actually go for a draw in this game because you don't know the kind of Chelsea that will turn up every weekend. Today they might be blazing hot, tomorrow, and they always find a way to concede goals. That defense have not really been formidable.
Well, I mean, except for their last match where they
except for their last match, but they've always conceded a goal. So I'm going to give that game 1-1. Just because Chelsea is playing away at the Olympic Stadium in West Ham there, I feel West Ham might sneak in a goal, and if they are very combative and the game is not looking so much open end to end, I think Chelsea might find it difficult if West Ham decide to sit back. We'll just go to the next one, which is Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Liverpool was shocked. Somebody said, Slot, welcome to the Premier League.
Exactly. I said that too.
Welcome to the Premier League. When you think it's all going well, it looks like it's like this thing is easy. Like it was like it's like this thing is not as thought.
He thought it's the farmers league. Yeah, and unfortunately, it was clear. His doubt was clear.
It was cleared. I totally wasn't expecting it, but I felt that with what I've seen Nottingham Forest do this season, I felt probably they would give Liverpool.
They'll give most people a run for their money.
But I didn't expect them to lose at Anfield.
But yeah, Liverpool has actually experienced the effect of what a team, their coach can do. He's someone that would ordinarily just build a compact team, right? So I wasn't surprised because I was able to just view like few minutes of the first half, and I saw the way they were giving Liverpool a very, very tough
game.
Like Liverpool needed to be extra technical to be able to break down our defense, which they couldn't eventually. And
it was hard.
Just 2-3 passes, and Hudson, although it was already in front of the goal, and then had his shots at the back of the net. So
for this game, playing Bournemouth, Liverpool is still at home for this game. Do you think that they would not allow what happened with looking at the fact that they even went away in the Champions League and defeated Milan 3-1 at the San Siro? at the Champions League. Do you think that coming back of these two games, you feel that Bournemouth will not stand a chance at Anfield?
Yeah, definitely. The Bournemouth definitely four flats at Anfield, and I don't expect them to come off with any point at all. So I'm giving it straight to Liverpool to defeat them with their regular 2-0.
Well, I think Liverpool might concede in this game. Reason being that they played at the weekend, they traveled to Italy, and they are coming back. And most of the guys that are the regular starters actually played in Italy. It was not an easy game for them in Italy because they were actually losing the game and they had to come from behind. So coming from behind, they had to put extra effort, extra work into it to actually get the goal. So I feel that they would win, but it's going to be a slight marginal one, maybe 2-1 for Liverpool.
Okay, well, I'll stick with the 2-0 because I know that if there's anything that the last two matches they've conceded, which is again surprising for me because I'm actually a big fan of how Ancelotti has been able to
marshal that defense.
Yeah, exactly. So anything goes, but I will just stick with my prediction of 2-0.
Okay, 2-0 it is for Eniola, 2-1 it is for me. So we go to the next one. The guys who did not come to the party when the ovation was loud.
Exactly.
That's Tottenham. And Brentford. We expected Tottenham to give Arsenal a run for their money, looking at the fact that Arsenal didn't have Odegaard, didn't have Declan Rice, and Arsenal just found a way to actually remain defensive and got the job done. And Brentford will be coming down to White Hart Lane to actually play them this weekend. Brentford lost to Manchester City, but it was actually a tight game for Manchester City. Brentford actually gave Manchester City a run for their money. So Tottenham, I feel this game would not be easy for them, and I'm predicting a 1-1 draw.
I've looked at both teams, and at the top of my head, I believe they would go at each other, but trying to give Tottenham the benefit of waking up. Although I mean, Son has not been the spark for them this season. I've not seen the extraordinary Son that we would normally see.
But don't you think the workload on Son to deliver is much? I think the workload for Tottenham, for the Tottenham coach Postecoglou, to actually spread the workload, the division of labor should actually spread around.
But yes, but true actually, and which is why I'm just going to put this match as the shocker of the weekend, which is saying that Brentford is going to shock them.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to put myself into whether it's a 2-1 or a 1-0. So I'll probably just go with a 2-1.
A 2-1.
Surprising 2-1 for Brentford.
I think after this game, if he ends up 2-1, Tottenham losing, I think it will be difficult to.
The pressure
will be very high because the coach has already said that he wins something in every second season. So
that was a big statement.
That was a big statement. He said he always wins something. It might be his own what they call it, belief.
I think there was a recent press statement which he tried to clear that first initial statement. So he said that he has come out to say he wins something every second season. But that doesn't mean if he doesn't win this time around in Tottenham, that has made him a failure or whatsoever, because that can happen as well in his third season.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be judged by the statement he made, because the statement is a fact.
Is a fact.
And so he's made it clear that it's just a fact that he
wins. He has regularly wins
every
second season.
So if that doesn't happen in this case for Tottenham, it doesn't mean he has failed, because again, he can win it in the third or fourth season. So he's come out to say that, and I think that has been able to reduce the number of pressure he's currently experiencing from the pressmen.
I think the pressmen will want to strangle him with that statement, because if he doesn't win anything this season,
trust me, you know how he can be in England.
Yeah. Going to the next one, Fulham and Newcastle. Newcastle actually surprised me at the weekend after they won 2-1 to Wolves.
Yes.
Wolves got the first goal and they came from behind. I think in the space of 5 minutes they got the equalizer and they took the lead. So it's going to be Newcastle versus Fulham. Fulham played 1-1 with West Ham.
Yeah.
And I think Fulham has, I don't know, they've been playing like a mid-table team actually this season. So I'm not expecting so much from them. I'm still expecting Newcastle to be more stronger than they were last season. So looking at the fact that they won away, I'm expecting them to also go to Craven Cottage to actually get a win. So I'm going to give Newcastle 3-1 to win at Craven Cottage.
Okay, so I would stick with the trend analysis of what I've seen Fulham do this season. So I think one thing they've been able to put together, Bas Marco Silva, is been able to ensure that his team is as compact as what Nuno is doing.
Yeah.
So if you notice the trend, their matches you wouldn't see goals as much as 4 goals. The maximum they've had this season was when they defeated they played a 2-1 against Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester.
Right. So
yes,
they defeated Leicester 2-1. That was like that's the highest
second game of the season.
Second game of the season where they played 2-1. That's like 3 goals. But ever since then, it's been draw all the way.
Yeah.
So I want to just again Newcastle. Yes, they can pull their weight, but I don't think they have the machinery enough to break the compactness that Fulham carries currently. So I'm just going to put it at a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Right, just trying to follow the trend because I see what Marco Silva is doing.
Why not follow the trend with Newcastle rather with Fulham?
So I'm looking at it because again, putting it at home advantage, right?
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Craven Cottage, yes, they're home, and then they've been able to sustain, let me say, they've been able to avoid defeat
at Craven Cottage
this season. They've not lost any game.
No, they've drawn 2.
So it means they are trying to. That's what I said. I'm trying to see what Marco Silva is doing. So I'm just putting my money on that 1-1 to say, okay, let's see what's going to happen there.
That's a safe place.
Exactly.
Okay. The next one is Aston Villa versus Wolverhampton. Aston Villa won the Champions League game away from home. I think they won 2 goals or 3 goals to nil.
Okay.
In the Champions League.
Yeah.
So they are kind of on the high, coming back off the Champions League, and they also came from behind at the weekend
to
defeat Everton. So I'm expecting goals in that game. Looking at the fact that they also got a goal disallowed from Oli Watkins in the Champions League. So them playing Wolves, who conceded 6 against Chelsea, then lost to Newcastle. Lost to Newcastle after getting the first goal. Unai Emery's team looked like too much to handle for Wolverhampton this season. What do you think?
Okay, so for Wolves, I agree to that point that Aston Villa is going to be too much for them, and I'm going to be predicting a 2-0 because again, considering the fact that Wolverhampton is fresher than the Aston Villa guys. They just played during the week Champions League, and then I mean, yes, they had more minutes, they are more match fit and all, but I believe these guys, Wolverhampton Wanderers, they're going to put enough energy on the pitch and just give Aston Villa more time to crack the nuts that they have brought
to it will not be as
Villa
easy
Park.
as if they had.
But 2-0 is fair enough for Aston Villa.
So I also feel Aston Villa would win. I feel Aston Villa has the capacity to concede because sometimes they can be a little bit dicey for them at the back because they always want to start from behind. Sometimes the passes don't pull through as they want to. So if Wolverhampton are a bit aggressive, I think they can get a goal against Aston Villa, but I still feel Aston Villa is going to win this one by 2 goals to 1.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. Leicester and Everton. First, Everton has lost a 2-0 advantage. Same with Aston Villa again, lost a 2-0 advantage. So this game now coming to play Leicester, they look like they are on the same pedestal, Leicester and Everton, but Leicester has actually gotten at least a draw this season, while Everton is yet to get a point on the table. So
Yeah.
I think they look evenly matched, but not evenly matched in the sense that Everton is able to get more goals than Leicester,
Yeah.
but unable to get any form of result. So for this game, I'm going to call it a draw because Leicester are able to can hold their own, and indeed it was fantastic last weekend. So probably they would get a draw in this game. So I'm going to give this game 1-1.
Okay, so I would want to start with the fact that there's a big elephant in the room for Everton that most people will not want to admit to, right? Considering the fact that they were under the searchlights of the Premier League regulators in the past few months, right?
Yes.
That brought them to losing some points. So I think or I believe that there's still that effect in the team, right? I don't know, somewhere it's just a feeling, and I think that there's a big elephant in the room that Everton has not addressed as, like, I mean, the structure, the administration, they've not addressed some certain things, because for me, I don't see those Everton players fully motivated. There's no motivation. I don't see.
But how can you get 2 goals in 2 games and
lose
the game?
My point exactly.
So, but I feel that there is motivation, but the players are not really doing the necessary thing to actually keep the game, like kill off games.
So it still boils down to motivation. It only takes one that's motivated, right, to be able to kill off games. If there's a level of motivation, you know that you're leading 2-0.
Yes.
The worst case scenario is you concede 1 goal or you even draw at least.
Yes, draw
right?
the game.
Worst case scenario is draw the game. I'm giving it straight out to Leicester, right? I'm giving it Leicester 1-0.
So the next game is Southampton versus Ipswich. These 2 guys are from the Championship. I didn't really watch them so much last season, but I'll just go straight to the point. I think both of them played themselves twice last season, so they know how it is and they feel that they can actually get points from each other. I think somebody is going to win this game. I don't know who, but I'll just turn my tentacles to the team that is at home. So I'm going to give it to Southampton to win by 2-0.
Okay, so I'll be a contrarian on this. I would give it to Ipswich because they've actually come a long way to be prepared for this particular match. If you see their trends, they've actually played top guys like the
Liverpool.
Man City. They've played
Liverpool, yes.
You know, so more or less like they are prepared. They faced the big guns in the Premier League
Too
already.
early.
Exactly. So they've been robbed of the fire of Premier League. They can feel it already.
Okay.
So I want to believe that with that same energy that they've gotten from these top guns
and probably experience.
Exactly. So they can maybe pull their weight and then maybe get a draw at St. Mary's, right? So I'm giving them a draw. So the draw now should be 2-2.
2-2. 2-2 Southampton. Yeah, 4 goals in that game. That's a lot of goals, though.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Crystal Palace versus your Manchester United. Manchester United surprised us because I felt that if they don't win this last weekend, I don't think Ten Hag should see Monday. He should just, the front of his office, they should just put there, please, CHR. So
and then we'll bring you on board.
I don't mind. But the truth is, they actually got that win. Fantastic win for them, at least to kickstart their season just after the opponents lost the penalty, and from there on they never looked back. So they'll be playing Crystal Palace. The funny thing about them playing Crystal Palace is that it's always a banana peel for Manchester United. No matter how on form Manchester United are, whenever they meet Crystal Palace, it's just, you don't just know what will happen. So, but just because of Ten Hag's job, he knows how delicate his job is this weekend. He has to win. He has to at least get a point from this game. So I'm going to give Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Okay. I mean, considering the fact that there's new management, there are new players.
Yeah.
They are going after the people that they want and they're getting them.
Yeah.
Right. So the coach is the expectation for the coach has actually risen even beyond his own imagination. Right. So he's expected to win almost all the games, if not all the games that he plays. Right. So and the match against Liverpool really put a lot of pressure on him, and then they were able to bounce back. favorably against Southampton.
Yeah.
So I'm giving them, because again over time I've seen how the recent guys that have been brought in are trying to fit into the team, and it's been progressive, because during the course of the week when they played Barnsley, you could see how they were. Yes, Barnsley is not a team that can really give them a run for
It's
their
my
money,
Yeah.
but they were composed enough, because trust me, Manchester United of last season would have considered at least a goal from Barnsley, or not even scored that much, right? But you could see that they are at a different level, and there's a different they are so the goal conceding level for the team is reduced compared to the previous season,
Okay.
right? So I'm on this basis, right?
Hmm.
I'm giving them a 2-0.
Senior.
2-0, yes. I'm giving them a 2-0. So I'm expecting that they won't concede. So because even if they
That's
win the match and they concede, I'll take it that I lost the match.
Okay.
I'll take it that Manchester United lost the match.
Okay. Hopefully they don't concede, but I feel it's too hard for me to not see Manchester United concede this weekend at the Selhurst Park. But let's go to the next one: Brighton versus Forest. So these two teams have actually have had a bit of consistency. No, then Brighton has drawn 2 games. I think they drew last weekend. I was surprised they drew against Ipswich.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. And they've also drawn against Arsenal and the likes. But Forest went to Liverpool and won. So something is actually good inside the Forest,
Yeah.
if you understand what I mean.
Clearly.
There's something
Clearly.
profitable in the Forest.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
not to throw out figures and numbers, I just feel like this game is going to be very, very tight. Football might happen, it might just be end to end, but I feel this game is going to be very, very tight, because on paper Brighton looks a bit better than Forest, but seeing what Forest did previous weekend, you want to give them, like, okay, if they can be compact again and hit on the counter, probably they'll get a victory. So, but still, I'll still tilt towards Brighton to actually win this game by 3-1.
Okay. So I'm not so certain that I'll go with your prediction. I think I would just stick to. I mean, 3-1 against a Nottingham Forest team that is very compact. I feel like that's too much expectation for Brighton. So I would probably just go with a 1-0 in favor of Brighton.
Okay.
1-0 in favor of Brighton.
You said 1-0.
1-0.
1-0. I said 3-1. Brighton. Now, Super Sunday football, the last game of the weekend, probably 4:30 my time. I don't know where you're watching in the world, but on Sunday is going to be the first versus the second, which is Manchester City versus Arsenal. Right now, Arsenal is not looking in a very good shape. Yes, and I don't think the manner at which they played against Tottenham would actually work out against a team like Manchester City. We all know how good Manchester City are, how the team has been built over the years to always win this kind of games. But who knows, Arsenal might come to the party and it might work out for them. But on paper as it is, I think City is going to win this one at the Etihad. City is going to be winning this one by 3-1. That's my prediction for this game. What do you think?
Okay, so my take is I don't expect too much goals this weekend, and my reason for that is because I realized that the week is a busy one for some of the big guns, right? So
Yeah,
there'll be a little bit of tired legs in the squad, and people will just try to see
rotation.
it through and all. So you wouldn't get the level of expectation, the level of performance, right, that one would expect. So because based on this, right, I'm looking at it that for Man City Arsenal, right, I see that it's going to be a tough one considering the fact that Arsenal doesn't have Odegaard.
Yeah.
But they still have their centre back pair in Gabriel and Saliba.
Yeah.
So I believe those guys will be able to still hold up a bit and not concede as much as 3 goals.
Okay.
Right. So I'm seeing it that maybe they'll play 2-1.
Okay.
Right. Arsenal maybe get lucky, score early, and then come back and win the day as usual. So
Okay.
yes, in favor of Man City, but 3-1, no, but I'll go with 2-1.
Okay, that's fine. It's going with 2-1. I feel that once City scores first, that game is going to open up like hell, and City's we just keep on going. We just keep on going. But if Arsenal score first, probably 2-1 might just surface. But either ways, we are still open for all predictions. Leave a comment on the comment section. Don't forget to like this video. We've taken our time to actually cook out these predictions for you. You can use them as you like or as you please. Whatever you choose to do with the predictions, kindly use them as you like. But if the returns are good, please come back and
like our page
and leave a comment, please. Thank you very much. For us, this is not goodbye, but see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye for now.